Oh, okay. Plus, it's really small too.
What the heck?
All right, so I am recording to meet you right now, but what problem? This is SSS4, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So SSS4. So what's given to us? Somebody tell me. Somebody give me a given. What's given? Y'all might want to change. Well, I guess you can still. I don't know if you can see or not, but if not, you can change seats. Say it again. Okay, and what else? Okay, now does anybody remember what midpoint means? It's in the middle, right? So that means that it's going to cut a segment in half, and that each part's going to be congruent, right? So let's go ahead and click on that C as the midpoint of BD. So if C is the midpoint of BD, a midpoint divides a line into two congruent parts. Hey, this software is really awesome because when you hover over different parts, it tells you what it means. You want to make sure you read it and pay attention to it so you can start memorizing some of these for the written proofs. So we click on, so if C is the midpoint of BD, what two parts are congruent now? Look at it and work with me here. What two parts are congruent? BC and? All right, so BC and CD are going to be congruent because AC is going to split. C splits that, cuts that line in half. Now, I want you to look at how this software sets up these problems for you. First is color coded, which is really freaking awesome. So it already tells you what lines are congruent to other lines in this shape, but also gives you hash marks. The hash marks also tell you which lines are going to be congruent. So the ones that were already given to us, the purple ones, those have one hash mark each. Those two lines are congruent to each other. The yellow one has two hash marks each. So those two lines are congruent to each other. Now, we have a side on each side congruent, and we have another side, the yellow one's congruent. We're missing that middle piece that needs to also be congruent, right? So what we can do, let's go to add a new claim. Then we're going to go to lines. We're going to choose the claim. The very first one is going to be congruent segments. Now, bear with me here. If I were to take those two triangles and split them apart, wouldn't AC be a part of both triangles? Yes, so AC is congruent to itself. So now let's go ahead and put AC is congruent to AC. Now put claim. I want to know why. That's the statement. What's the reason? What's the evidence why that makes sense? What is that called? Reflexive. Is that? Oh, there you go. Okay. There you go. Reflexive property here. Now it's congruent to itself. Now we got it. So now that middle one has three hash marks because that same line is congruent to itself. So now we can prove it by what property now? What property can we use to prove these triangles are congruent to each other? Side, 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 right? So let's go ahead and go to unjustified claim. Click on that. Which option gives us that? The second one. Now, this is where I want you to pay attention, right? So just bear with me here. Everyone look up here, because this is a small thing that everybody misses, and they wonder why. I know it's right. You have it right, but you're not paying attention. So, on the left-hand side up here on justified claims, this is triangle ABC. Everything on the left side must be triangle ABC. Everything on the right side must be triangle ADC. So if you somehow switch the parts around, you won't get it correct. You'll have the right segments, but you put them in the wrong place. And then people get this stuff wrong all the time because of that. So when you do these triangles, everything on the left-hand side must represent triangle ABC on this side. The right side has to be triangle ADC. If you put ABC on this other side, it won't come out right because you've identified the wrong parts of the wrong triangle. So now let's make sure we do it. Now, I think Ian was like, well, just click on it. That's true. But sometimes you can click on it and you might click on the wrong part. So I like typing it in. That way I know I'm accurate. So now let's go with the, I'm gonna go order of hash marks by purple hash mark. So for triangle ABC, what segment represents the one that's the purple line for triangle ABC? AB. So what's the other one? AD. Now let's go second hash mark, the yellow one. Which one represents triangle ABC? BC. So what's the other one? CD. And now the third hash mark, that's the same for both. So AC, AC. Submit it. Then there we go. We've proven it by side, side, side. That's that one. 10:56. I got time for another one. We can do that. Have more time this class than last class.